This is Athan Kamal, and today I'm going to show you some other functionalities about a SAPUI5 table. So before we going to start, so let's make the code a little bit cleaner. Just copy this data, cut the data, and come to index view.controller. So you may all should have knowledge about on before entering, on after entering, on exit. So on after rendering is on before rendering is kind of like before all the codes, means all the view that we have created before it renders to the screen, that if we want to do any functionalities or calculations, it should be written here. In case if we want the functions and calculations, everything after the view, let's table label button whatever, so we want that creation on after rendering. It means after every controls have been created in our page, then after that we should have to give this, and we should have to make the calculations and everything, binding everything that should come after all the views have been rendered. So I just cut the JSON data, and let's do it on after rendering, which means after the table has been rendered into view, then we are going to bind this model. So cut it and paste it here. So let's see what's happening. So nothing is coming, no data is coming. It's because of we are binding the table to data and table control set data, but the table control is not available here because we have created this in our view. There is no reference or something, whatever, nothing we have given here. So first we need to get the table control of the value. So for this table control, there is a function is called in SAPUI5 sap.ei.get core.by_id. Here we should give the table ID. So if I already worked on other controls, there is a way to give table ID is before the open parenthesis, open curly braces, in double quotes, just give the table ID name. For my case, let's see, I will give that as SAPUI5 table ID, and copy it and paste it here. So now let's check whether it's working or not. So see, now it's working because now we are getting the reference of the table control using ID, and we are binding the table control here. So let's start with the other process of how to get the selected value here. So now in SAPUI5 table there is a function called row selection change. Yeah, here you go. That is row selection change. So this is event because we have to attach this event to our table. So just check this. So I am going to attach the table control dot attach row selection change, and function is, so first you will check whether this code is working or not. Hi, I am console.like is kind of displaying the value in our console, so we can get the console in Chrome by clicking right click inspect element, and you can see the console. So and just come here and just right click and inspect element, refresh it and come to console, just change the rows, so we can see hi is coming here. So just clear and run it again, so you can see hi is there. So again if I'm changing, it's not printing hi second one more time, instead of it's increasing this count hi 2. So if I check this, if I change the row again, it's changing to hi 3. and now 4 5 6, so like that. It's instead of printing hi 6 times, it's just counting this hi. In Chrome also, sorry, in Firefox also, there is a way to do these things. Inspect element with Firebug. Firebug is a tool. Firebug is a tool you can install it in as a add-on. So right click, inspect element also. That in case if you have not installed a Firebug, you can see right click and inspect element in Firebug, sorry, in Firefox. That will also work fine. So as like Chrome, in Firefox also hi is coming, but instead of showing it as hi as multiple times, it's just increasing the count here, hi 4, hi 5, hi 6. So you can see it here. I like to suggest it's better to use in case if you have not installed Chrome, you better use in Firefox, you better use Firebug tool. Now attach row selection change is working. Right now we need what is the row is that we have selected. Console.log and just check table control dot. In table control there is a function is called get selected index. This is a function, so we have to enclose it. So let's see whether it's there or not. See, selected index is there. So what I am mentioning is this selected index, everything in API reference, you can find that like, so all the properties available here, maximum all of the properties we have in front of get are set. You can check here, there's a property called get selected index, and the same property will have set selected index. So all the properties have been given here. All the properties will have get selected index, get and set selected index. So you will just check for another property editable, and let's check get editable and set editable. So you can find everything here. So all the properties we have get and set method. So for right now we need get selected index. Just refresh and we will see what is the result. So now selected index is 7. So let's check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So that's fine. And so let's select the another index, first index. Now selected index is 0. Tom is 4 because table is all the table row will be counted from starts from 0 1 2 3 4. So Tom should give 4. So that's it's working fine. There are two ways to get the table values. So it's like a reverse method of getting the JSON model values. So you will just get this thing. We just need these 2 lines. So just paste it here. In the table we are setting the data and setting the model to get the values. So for getting the values, it should be in the reverse order. In for setting, it is order 1 and 2, but for getting it, this is 1 and this is 2. So we are just getting the model, table model called table control get model. So now we have finished this step, so just delete it. Now we need table data. So for that you have to get it from table model dot get data. So we have what is the data we set, and we have removed it and we are getting the data. So just for reference we need some information from here, so we are just keeping that for right now. So just log it, table data, and refresh, and we will see what's coming here. So So just select the data. So we can see model data with coming as an array of 10. Yes, here given 10 values, so the 10 values coming as array of 10. This is the key, model data key. So in that model data key we are having that value, array values. So what is the model data? This is the model data we have set. So let's check it here. So this is the model data, that key value we are setting that, because a data is an array and we are setting that array to our key value name, key named model data. So this is our key name and this is our array value, that means that a data value. So right now we are just getting the dictionary, but we need the array of values. So table data dot and the key name model data. So just delete it and refresh it, clearing the console, and just change the rows. So now we can see that array. So what are all the arrays we are getting? So we are having 10 values, 0 to 9. So the 10 value is here. So but we need to find what is the value we have selected. So right now we are getting a selected index. For that we have to get the selection index, where dot selected index equal table control dot get selected index. This function will return the what is the selection index of the row, that row selection, what is the row index of that is selected. So now we got the array, and from that array we can get the value. So variable selected row equal array values of selected index. Now we will just print the selected row. Refresh it and clear it again. So now we can see Sandra and last name is Bullock and high paid movie is Gravity, and button column is, it's something different, you can just reference it for future. So let me change to Johnny Depp. So now that selected row values are Johnny Depp, Alice in Wonderland, so details. So I want specific values, I don't want like I want, let's say, what is the only high paid movies. So you can do it like by referencing to that movie name. So instead of selected row, just showing that complete row, selected row dot movie name. So John Harrison Ford, the high paid movie is Indiana Jones, and for Johnny Depp high paid movie is Alice in Wonderland. You can just reference to it however you want. So but at the same thing, it's not cleaner to write all the code inside the view is just for to create all your views and everything. So I just want this code to be in controller, so you can do it like this. Just cut the function, and I'm going to create the another function. So after this, and after rendering, the comma should be there. If there is no comma, the error will come. So just create our own function, say row change values function. So now that row changed values is the function, and thus it's doing the same thing and it's getting the table control everything. But again we forgot one more thing, this table control is not referenced here, and you can do it by referencing. There are two ways you can do it. One is just giving by getting the ID, another one is just you can just reference it from here. So we are going to call this function, means we are going to call this row changed values from view. So how we are going to call this function? This is from O controller. So O controller is referencing this to index view dot controller. So just type O controller dot and our function name, row changed values. So now we will check whether it's working fine or not. So now it's working fine. So gravity for reason for Jim Carrey, yes ma'am. So and one more way to reference the table is, because instead of getting the ID for every time you just comment it, and whenever the possible way that you can pass the table control, just pass the controls inside your function. So table control, I'm just passing this function and I am getting this function here. So table control, so it may be the any value, it don't have to be the only table control. So selected table control, so but don't forget to change in our function room. Selected table control, selected table control. So now refresh and we'll see what's the result. Clearing it, so it's working fine. So thanks guys, thanks for watching. I will come up with some other tutorials of SAP in future. Thanks for watching.